Alright, welcome back to another one of those real estate videos. I'm gonna do a little bit of a Noob versus Pro on this one. So a lot of y'all watched my real estate video yesterday and you're like, Kevin, this is like back to the good old days. Can you give us some more Noob versus Pro advice on real estate? And I'm like, I guess I'm gonna be at the properties anyway, so I may as well do it. So I thought I'd do a few Noob versus Pro things. So let's just get started. So first thing, number one, if you're gonna do landscaping, get weed barrier. Highly recommend, okay? The noobs, they're like, oh, hey, how much to do grass and mulch? And then they get a price. They don't even ask about weed barrier. And then they get mulch down, and then a month later, it's full of weeds because you got new sprinkler lines in, so you're literally aggravating all the seeds that have been there for years. And then you're like, oh my gosh, why do I have all these weeds? Did you ask for weed barrier? You know, so Noob versus Pro. Lesson one, ask for weed barrier. Lesson two, let's go into the property. So lesson number two here, this one's obviously still in the works. It's a little messy, you know, get over it. It's a construction site basically. Lesson number two is if you're going to do a remodel, start with the ceiling fan boxes. Everybody screws this up. I've screwed it up myself as well. And sometimes I still do. But I try to get pretty good at not doing this. Start with the ceiling fan boxes. What does that mean? All right. So a lot of the 1950s, 60s, 70s, certainly even older homes, they don't actually have ceiling fan boxes. And you can't just throw a ceiling fan up into any bedroom or whatever. You got to actually have it be a ceiling fan box that is mounted to the ceiling joist, because this thing spins. Can you imagine that? And that tears. And when people put this stuff into drywall, eventually it just falls out and it kills people. Yeah, people have died to falling ceiling fans, okay? That is the newbie method. Okay, so newbie method one is you don't have a pro install your ceiling fan like an electrician. Great liability release, by the way. Number two, you decide later you want the ceiling fans after you've already painted, and then you end up getting a bunch of holes because they gotta cut new holes for the ceiling fan. So then you end up getting a hole here and a hole there, and then you gotta come back and patch it. It looks like crap. So do that early, okay? We did it early here, which is great. Now, the next thing people were complaining about yesterday, they're like, Kevin, you just glazed the countertops for the bathrooms. And, you know, one, I can't remember where it was. But anyway, I'm like, yeah. Because, see, here's the thing. If I go in and I replace a vanity, and sometimes it makes sense to replace a vanity, but you have to know, like if I go to replace this crazy corner vanity, first of all, how am I gonna get something that fits there? I can't get a new corner cabinet unless I like custom make some L-shaped thing. Like that's crazy. It's one thing if you've got a regular rectangle vanity that you gotta put in, you know, a single sink vanity, you could get one for like 250 bucks. Okay, you want a double sink vanity, they got gorgeous ones for like 700 bucks. It sounds like a lot, but they're actually really good deals because you're getting new drawers, new hardware, new doors, new countertop, like it's all part of it, right? It's like a vanity kit from Lowe's is actually really good money spent. The problem is when you have a funky setup like this, sometimes you're better off just leaving what it was. Now it's not done yet, you know, this you still need the light fixture and stuff. But when you leave what you have, the cool thing is you don't mess up all of the drywall behind it, and you don't have to move the plumbing. Imagine moving the plumbing for this. What a pain in the butt that's gonna be. How much damage I'm gonna cause. It's just gonna cause headache, and I don't like headache. Headache means money, and I wanna save money. I don't wanna spend money. But look at this. It is dirty right now. Obviously the landscapers are using it, but this actually looks kind of cool. Where are you gonna get a built-in sink like this that looks like a clamshell with beautiful new matte black hardware? You're not. You're certainly not gonna get a countertop like this unless you spend a fortune. So I'll put up the before picture of what it was. And then when you look at the before picture, you're like, oh man, you know, that looks like you should tear it out. And then you look at the after and it's like, I mean, that's dirty and it looks good, right? So what's it gonna look like when it's new and pretty and gorgeous? I'm walking it on myself, there we go. Obviously, it makes sense to glaze. So what is glazing? People are like, what? Like I had one guy, he left a comment. Well, I also had this plumber, apparently. There's one plumber guy who's like,
Kevin, you replaced the Bradford water heater with an AO from Lowe's. How could you do that? Why didn't you leave the old one? It had the flashing green light. And I'm like, listen, bro. Okay, just because it has a flashing green light don't mean it's good. Flashing green light means the thermocoupler is working and there's gas flow. It means it's heating. It's like heating a pot on a stove. Guess what? I could turn an engine onto a car or the fire onto a cooktop, but the radio might not work in the car, right? Just because the engine works doesn't mean the radio works, or vice versa. Just because the radio is broken doesn't mean the engine's broken, right? Vice versa. Just like I can put a broken pot, I like this analogy better, on a cooktop, and if I put spaghetti in it, it leaks everywhere over my cooktop. Doesn't mean the burner's not working. The green light just tells me the burner's working. You know, it's like, bro, if you look at the video, you got rusty water in the tray. You got to replace it. You know, you're going to hand over a tenant a rusty water heater? Come on, man, out of your mind, bro. So I don't think he was really paying attention to the video. But I listen to the comments and I read the comments. Oh, I'll say another pro thing. Remind me to say something. I mean, how are you going to remind me? But remind me to say something about that floodlight right there. But anyway, so, you know, people leave these comments. I was like, listen, man. Okay. People are like, oh, Kevin, you're just painting these couches. No, you call a professional glazer. G-L-A-Z-E. You should know about glazing, okay? Anyway, it's great. Tiles, old countertops. It looks great. Now, something that I did right here, glazing, pro move, okay? Don't be a noob. You saw it before and after. Something you'll notice right here is I got a floodlight that I put right there. I originally put that floodlight here. I didn't install it yet. I just put the box there. And then I'm like, wait, I shouldn't do that. Because if you put floodlights on the sides of your property, noobs do this all the time. They put floodlights on the sides of the property. Your neighbors get pissed when you start shining floodlights into their backyards. So don't be that, don't be that noob. And then you see what's missing up there, right? You should already know. Leave a comment down below. What's missing? Every single freaking property. I don't know what it is. I feel like I can just make a living going around replacing these things. Like every house I buy, it has one missing. It's amazing how few of them actually have them. It's crazy. But anyway, you know, that's something to keep in mind. Now, another thing that you're gonna notice about how we're designing this, if you look, can you kind of see the setup we're using here? Okay, I'm gonna give you a pro spoiler tip right here. Pro spoilers, all right? First, quick pitch, if you haven't gone yet, dude, I gotta be so grateful and thankful to all of you. Our sales are blowing up on the artificial intelligence software. It's reinvest.co, househack.com. I'll talk more about it in a little bit, but I'm like, oh my gosh, are we like an AI company now? Like, we're making more money off the AI product than we are off rent. It's like, whoa, what am I out here working landscaping for, you know, and we're doing renovations. Let's just do AI. Oh my gosh. That's not ever going to be the case. Well, I'm always going to do real estate no matter how well things go, or poorly. I'll always do real estate. You could take the real estate. What's the saying? Yeah, you could take the Kevin out of the real estate, but you can't take the real estate out of Kevin. I'm gonna run with that one. All right, so pro tip back here is, this is a big backyard. I don't wanna do too much grass on this one. Generally, I like to limit my grass size. Went a little above and beyond on one of the grass properties yesterday. I'm like, we could have probably done some more mulch here. But we're gonna do mulch and rocks and a little bit of grass. Doesn't need to be that much grass all the time. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're looking at properties. It'll keep your costs down, it'll keep your maintenance down, keep your mowing costs down, all that good stuff. Now, something else that I like to do, this is sort of a little bonus over here. This used to be a wet bar. I actually put a quartz countertop over this. We painted the cabinets that were there, and I like to get rid of wet bars. It's another sink, it's another faucet, it's more maintenance, and to me, I actually don't think they provide that much value to most people. I prefer to have that space for like a little workstation or mail or whatever it is. So I typically find wet bars are majorly underused and not worth the extra maintenance, the extra potential plumbing leak and all that nonsense. So we typically get rid of them. But hey, maybe you got a different opinion. Of course, you do you, as we like to say. Now, this is a property where we did end up doing new boxes, new cabinets, as you can see. And we did that up front, so we didn't make it a little oopsie-doopsie. We did that up front.
The reason we did that up front is because the cabinets that were right here were so rotten and gone that by the time we took those cabinets out, the other ones were falling apart. I mean, you'll see in the picture, and it's like, oh, yeah, probably a good idea. So those are just a few lessons that I wanted to give here. I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, I try to leave nothing up to speculation for the electricians. So like I put that light in a box right there. And I do that because I'm like, hey, I don't want there to be any confusion around what to do. Oh, he's doing some selfies. Look at this. He's got, shout out the selfies, bro. That's awesome. But anyway, that way there's no confusion and people aren't installing things in the wrong place. You know, it's sort of like, I guess that light fixture goes right there. You know, it's sort of like light fixture goes right there. Nice and simple, right? So I'm a big fan of that. Keep it simple for your contractors, keep it simple for your vendors, and everybody wins in that situation. Now, listen, regarding the reinvest in AI, a lot of people are wondering, okay, Kevin, like, can you give me like the high level pitch of what's going on here? Because I'm confused, there's a lot going on. All right, super high level. There's the real estate, the coursework, the stock coursework, the alpha report, all the courses in that. That's all at meetkevin.com. Yeah, there's a Black Friday sale for that as well. Okay, that's all at meetkevin.com. That's one thing. Gets you all the courses, the morning live streams, the course member alpha reports, all of that. Okay, separately, house hack and reinvest. Yes, you can invest in the company. 5% yield on the convertible bond, can convert as soon as 2027, read the offering circular, right? All that good stuff. You get all the upside in the stock, downside protection. You've heard all that stuff before. Read the offering circular at househack.com. But if you look at the top of the website, we now also have our AI product. The idea of the AI product is that instead of you scrolling through a million different websites all the time looking for deals, whether you're a homeowner or you're an investor, the app helps prioritize which deals you should consider looking at. At first, we're just going to letter grade properties. And as we release more updates, especially in 2026, we're going to include our valuation AI, where we actually come up with our own sort of version of this estimate. Like we don't even want to touch this estimate. I think this estimate is bad and wrong. I'm not trying to shade on Zillow, but it's totally different. We then look at images and with our own neural nets, based on my training, decide here's how much we think the renovation is going to be. Here's how much we think it's going to cost to transform the property. Here's how much net worth we think you could make if you buy the property, make these basic fixes, and don't overspend. That's the whole purpose of the product. So, hopefully that adds a little bit of insight and color, because I know that can create some confusion for folks. But I mention it because I get it. Like, there's a lot, it's like, okay, I mean, these are like 3 different products. Yeah, trust me, that's why we did the Meet Kevin membership and put them all together into one on meetkevin.com, because it was like 9 different courses, because we got a new one coming out right now as well. And the new one is included in membership. It's all, one thing, so it makes it nice and easy. But anyway, yeah, let's wrap up over here. Let's put all this back together and then move on to our next stop. But these are some Noob V Pro lessons. One thing to know about neighbors and neighborhoods is what I really love, and what I find that neighbors love, is that neighbors love seeing money get invested into properties, as long as you're not working at crazy times. So Noobverse pro tip, and this is something a lot of people forget, and as a thank you for making it to the end of the video, I want to mention it to you. Don't start working too early. This has happened before, but if you have a contractor that starts at like 6 a.m. or something like that, it's a good chance you're gonna piss off your neighbors. And if you piss off your neighbors, you're more likely to get complaints with the city or, whatever else it is. So just something to keep in mind. Don't start work too early. Respect those neighbors. All right, folks, I'm off. See you in the next one.